Augusta, Georgia has a lot of rich history. It's home to the Masters tournament. It's full of azaleas. It's just a simply beautiful place. But at the same time, we had this dark thing that was going on in Augusta.
911, where's your emergency?
We got a sexual assault and burglary call.
Some hunters stumble upon a body.
She was bleeding. She had been stabbed. So severe, I really didn't think she would survive.
The police here didn't connect the dots.
He raped, sodomized, and stabbed this young woman.
There's somebody out there preying on young women.
It was a crime that shocked that quiet community, a quiet street.
Strangulation.
Investigators won't tell us many details.
WRDW, the station on your side. News 12 at 6 o'clock starts now.
I'm Richard Rogers.
And I'm Dominique Benn, in for Lori tonight. First, we're following a developing story out of Aiken, where an all-day search has ended for a missing woman.
So this was a pretty big case?
Very big case in Aiken County. Well, in the beginning, covering this case, I was a young reporter, not far removed from college myself. Tiffany was 17. Any type of case like this that you cover when you're young, it has an impact on you. Tiffany Wilson was a young married mother. She was 17 years old, living in Jackson, South Carolina. Tiffany Wilson disappeared around December 4th, 1999 in North Augusta, South Carolina. She was out at the Marketplace shopping center to take her 2 or 3 month old to take Santa pictures. At about 5 a.m. the next morning, her husband, Josh, goes to the police department. At the time, they are also learning that a baby was left at the Georgia Welcome Center. They started searching frantically, going to friends' homes, looking around the city, trying to find where she was. I think the rumor at the time was maybe that Josh knew something. You know, a lot of times the investigation points to the spouse or somebody very close to the victim.
Josh Wilson was a suspect because of his lack of concern to the fact that his wife and daughter were missing. He was at home when she left. He, quote, fell asleep and woke up at 10:30 that evening and realized that wife and daughter were not at home. The missing persons report was not done until early in the morning of the next day. So, I mean, that was kind of strange. I never understood the timeline on that.
Josh was asked to take a polygraph test, which he failed. Everybody seemed to think that Josh was the prime suspect. About a month after Tiffany Wilson disappeared on December 28th, 1999, some hunters stumble upon a body near Graniteville. It's a young woman. There's debris littered around the body and a used condom. She's identified as Tiffany Wilson. And this, in turn, leads residents to be scared because knowing that there's somebody out there preying on young women.
The police here didn't connect the dots. These young women were turning up missing. No one was putting this together.
I was working violent crimes in Richmond County, and we got a sexual assault and burglary call. So I responded with uniformed deputies and made entry into the home. That's when we saw the victim on the ground. She was bleeding. She had been stabbed. Her wounds appeared to be so severe that I really didn't think she would survive the ride to the hospital, so I actually rode there with her, trying to get as much information on this as possible.
After being approached by a young man asking to take modeling pictures of her, Chrissy Lee Barton takes this man back to her stepfather's home, reluctant, but she takes him back, and he viciously attacks her.
He raped, sodomized, and stabbed this young woman, Chrissy Lee Barton, in her home on October 10th. Barton survived and helped a sketch artist with this drawing.
She was one of the most courageous victims that I ever encountered. 6 hours after surgery, she was up for 2 hours doing a forensic drawing that was so well done that we were able to publish it via the news outlets that evening.
I didn't think the sketch was going to do any good. I didn't think I was going to have him down to the T like I did.
And then all of a sudden, phone calls start to come in. Family members of that gentleman, as well as a coworker, recognized this person and said, hey, I think you need to look at this person. His name is Ronaldo Rivera. Police get a description of Ronaldo Rivera's car, which had a unique color. They've got a tip that it was at this hotel. When they go to the hotel, Ronaldo Rivera is inside of the bathroom with his wrist slashed. He had just seen on television that they were looking for him, and he knew in a matter of time that they were going to come knocking on his door and finding him. And that led to Ronaldo Rivera being taken to a trauma center in Augusta, Georgia, to try to save his life because police needed to hear what he had to say. They didn't want this man to die by his wrist being slit. Once they interviewed him the next day, Ronaldo Rivera admitted to killing Tiffany Wilson. He said that he approached Tiffany Wilson to take pictures of her, and they went to take pictures. He admitted to raping her and strangling her in his van and dropping her infant daughter, Caitlin, off at the Georgia Welcome Center. He later discarded her body in the woods.
Ronaldo Rivera told me that he had raped about 200 women. He confessed to killing 5 women.
In 2004, Ronaldo Rivera goes to trial. He is convicted of murder, as well as other crimes involving kidnapping and rape, and he gets the death penalty.
I still run across people who remember the name, remember the story. I'd say it's still on people's minds. He is, I think, easily the most notorious criminal that we've had in this area. And he knows ultimately that he's going to pay the price.
To this day, Ronaldo Rivera sits on Georgia's death row.